Welcome to Own Your Words. A cold day in July. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. A time or event that seems unlikely, or will never come to pass. It refers to the fact that the weather is usually very hot in July. 2. A way of saying that something never, or is unlikely happens. Examples. 1. It'll be a cold day in July when our team wins the championship. We're terrible. 2. Shelley wants a later curfew. Well, it will be a cold day in July before that happens. 3. Who ever heard of anyone getting a bargain at an auction? It is a cold day in July when you do. 4. It's going to be a cold day in July when I will meet him again. He broke up with me and decided to cut off any contact we once had. 5. It will be a cold day in July, before you see me pull his chestnuts out of the fire. 6. It will be a cold day in July before he is entrusted with the position of postmaster again. 7. I overheard her telling my pa that it'd be a cold day in July, before she'd extend another kindness to the crates. 8. There's an old saying that it will be a cold day in July, before a Republican from Tennessee can get into Minnesota, and you proved that to be correct. Babe in the woods. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. An innocent person with no experience is involved in a complicated situation that they do not understand. 2. An innocent or very naive person, who is apt to be duped or victimized. 3. A person who is gullible, naive or lacks experience in a specific situation. Examples. 1. Although Jane had always excelled in school, she felt like a babe in the woods, when she began attending college. 2. He was like a babe in the woods, when he first came to New York. 3. My new manager is a babe in the woods, barely out of high school. 4. Adam is a babe in the woods. You can't expect him to do well in such a cutthroat business. 5. As a painter, Mary is fine, but she's a babe in the woods as a musician. 6. Although Jane had always excelled in school, she felt like a babe in the woods when she began attending college. 7. She was a babe in the woods, where the stock market was concerned. 8. We're still babes in the woods, when it comes to computer technology. 9. Bill is a babe in the woods, when it comes to dealing with plumbers. 10. When I began my political career, I was a mere babe in the woods. To call a spade a spade. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. If you say that someone calls a spade, you mean that they speak clearly and directly about things, even embarrassing or unpleasant things. 2. To say the truth about something, even if it is not polite or pleasant. 3. To say very directly think about someone, or something even if this is rude. Examples. 1. I know you like Jason, but he's a jerk. I'm sorry, but I have to call a spade a spade. 2. You have to call a spade, and acknowledge the corruption built into this system. 3. Sometimes it's good to call a spade, but sometimes it's better to be more diplomatic in what you say. 4. He failed the exam twice. If you were to call a spade, then you would not push him to give it again. 5. Why not call a spade, and say that she's incompetent if that's what you're thinking? 6. White is emerging as an outspoken voice, who is willing to call a spade. 7. I'm not at all secretive, and I'm pretty good at calling a spade. 8. He is never afraid to call a spade, and that is why he has universal respect in the game. 9. Let's call a spade a spade. You didn't borrow the money, you stole it. 10. I'm not at all secretive, and I'm pretty good at calling a spade a spade. Dance with the devil. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. To engage in risky, often unscrupulous behavior. 2. To associate or deal with a particularly malicious, immoral, or unscrupulous person or people. 3. To dance with the devil is to engage in risky, reckless, or potentially immoral behavior. 4. Knowingly do something immoral. Examples. 1. Like I always said, you want to dance with the devil, you got to ride on the horn. 2. When the devil himself is offering the thing you want most, sometimes you dance with the devil. 3. There's some feminine sexual appetency, that causes them to risk an occasional dance with the devil. 4. You're dancing with the devil, if you keep going to the casino every night. 5. I decided to dance with the devil, and blow off my homework the other night. 6. We can talk about the merger, but I think it will be dancing with the devil. 7. You're dancing with the devil, trading commodities like these, they can make you a fortune, but they can just as easily ruin you. 8. The show follows a character, who starts out as a straight-laced accountant, but who starts to dance with the devil, as she enters the world of organized crime. Elephant in the room. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. An obvious truth that is deliberately ignored, by everyone in a situation. 2. A serious problem that everyone is aware of, but no one wants to talk about. 3. An obvious truth or fact, especially one regarded as embarrassing, undesirable, that is being intentionally ignored or left unaddressed. Examples. 1. The incident has remained something of an elephant, in the room within our family. 2. The growing budget deficit is the elephant in the room, that nobody wants to talk about. 3. No one wants to bring up the elephant in the room, about Joel's expulsion from the college. 4. The fact that his 35-year-old brother was, still living with his parents was a big elephant in the room, at every family gathering. 5. Increasing poverty in the world is the, Western politicians' elephant in the room. 6. We both know that we can't carry on like this, it's the elephant in the room. 7. But the elephant in the room continues to be, the fees paid for nursing home care. 8. But the elephant in the room is, what takes up a major central chunk of the building. 9. The elephant in the room tonight is the fact, that none of the big beasts appear live. 10. Profligate air travel is the elephant in the room, of environmental discussion. 11. The metaphor has been mixed, on occasion, with the metaphor of the elephant in the room. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos.